I mean, it was a dead rubber after three games, and thank God then it became the Shane Warne, McGrath, Langer triumphal procession, and Melbourne was unforgettable. The 700th Test wicket. I mean, you do write some wonderful scripts for yourself, don't you? You really do.
Well, my script writer's been, well, he's been amazing, really. Some of the stuff, like, who would have thought you play international cricket for 16 seasons and you just happen to walk out to Melbourne Cricket Ground in your last ever Test match on 699 wickets. I mean, he's done a great job, really, and to able to. Every now and then he could have just left a few things out, but you know.
Let's have a look. Let's bear in mind this wonderful moment.
Got him! There it is! Wicket number 700, and they can't catch him. Shane Warne through the gate as Scott Strauss. Well, you got the feeling he was writing the script, Shane Warne. Way back in Perth when he took wicket number 699 to remove Monty Panesar. He'll be delighted that wicket number 700 has not just come here at the MCG on Boxing Day, but it's also Andrew Strauss. Bloke who was playing well, and in front of his home crowd he holds the ball aloft. Well bowled, Shane Warne, wonderful career, and no better way than to hit the stumps for wicket number 700.
And then the SCG again, that wonderful, unforgettable farewell there.
Yeah. It was the whole journey, the whole ride of international cricket. Really, I've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to play for cricket for Australia. I'd like to think that I've repaid the fans, the public, the Cricket Australia, the selectors for choosing me and sticking with me. And my ride, I could not have asked. I didn't think I was good enough to take 700 odd wickets, 3,000 runs, over 100 tests. It's been an amazing journey, and I've loved every minute of it, and I wouldn't have changed it. I wouldn't have changed the spankings that I got at the start when I got smashed around, because that made me more determined. That made me have a taste for it. And I think as a young kid, working out what you want to do in life, some people never have that opportunity. I was lucky enough, I had a taste of international cricket. The carrot was dangled, but then I was proud of what I did. I actually wanted to become the best I could, and I'd put in a lot of hard work.
You did that.
And through 15 odd years, you know, it's been a pretty good journey since then.
It's interesting, actually, because going back to something you said before about when you were going through this divorce, Lord's Test and young Clark and all that. I mean, it seems to me that the big void's going to be in your life is that no matter what happens to you in the world outside, no matter how dirty it all gets, that when you went in that dressing room, what you had there was a team, mates who, like, you know, didn't care, frankly, what had happened. But you were embraced by them and looked after by. You're going to miss that, aren't you? There's a void there, isn't there? You can't go there anymore. It doesn't exist.
No, you're probably
right. It's a safe
right.
haven.
Yeah, it is. And I suppose that's the beauty of a team sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
To actually enjoy other people's success. And I think that's what makes good captains and good leaders, to understand when someone's down the dumps, when something's happening to them and they're not quite themselves, to have that perception, to understand that. I enjoy being captain of Hampshire because I like to think I can get the best out of people. Whether it's I need to give them a kick up the bum to say, listen, mate, you need to do this, or to help them learn about cricket, how to play, or to put an arm around them and say, you're okay. To actually do those sorts of things gives me a lot of pleasure to see the team start to play well. But for me to come back, I've been very lucky to have you know, a group of guys that I've achieved some, as a group, we've achieved some unbelievable things. And to be part of that, and for their friendship and support, and for how they have put the arm around you or kicked you up the backside and do those types of things, that is something I'm going to miss. And I think everyone that's played in a team sport and understood that camaraderie that becomes with a bond with a group of guys to go on that journey, when that's gone, it is going to take a while. That's why you see golfers when they play in the Ryder Cup or things like that, or President's Cup. When you see them play as a team, Davis Cup in the tennis, when you see all that, they love it, and because it's part of a team. So that will be missed, but you know, when I whip your butt on the golf course, Parky, and those sorts of things, those competitive juices will still be there.
The only time that they played before, Parky's won up, actually.
Yeah,
but there we are. But let me do a bit of summing up here, actually, and of you, but other people. I just picked out one or two quotes which I'd like you to sort of think about, or to answer, actually. Simone said, I wish people understood Shane. He thinks everyone is against him. Is that true?
It depends on what stage that was when she said that, but I don't think that's true.
This is 2006, the interview.
Was it?
Yes, it was indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that? The team psychiatrist, Sandy Gordon, interesting quote this, which I'm sure you know about. He said, like most famous people, he's one of the loneliest people on the planet. Got no real friends.
That's totally incorrect. I'm very lucky that I've got, I can count probably 2 or 3 people that are my close friends, and I think that's what life's about, friendships and family. And friendships, if you've got 1 or 2, you can count them on one hand, your close friends that you'd drop anything for to do, then I think you're very, very lucky. And I've definitely got that.
And then there's a wonderful quote here. This is just somebody said this. He said, there are 2 kinds of retired sportsmen. There are guys who stay super fit and guys who become fat publicans within 6 months. I wonder which you might aim for.
Well, I've been a fat publican all my time, so I'll probably be super fit when I finish. So, oh, look, it's interesting to hear those. I mean, and that's the one thing about, I suppose, that I have to read or hear, is that the one thing about being Shane Warne is that everyone's got a comment.
Sure.
And whether it be good, bad, they all want to hear. And that's when, there's a lot of bad stuff out there, a lot of good stuff, a lot of people have got an opinion. And, you know, sometimes I think it's a bit harsh, and I think a lot of it, as I said to you before, a lot of it I bring on myself, so you have to expect that. But a lot of it's been a bit too harsh, I think, and a bit unfair. But it comes with the territory, so you just got to live with it, move on. There used to be times when I used to let it get to me. I used to be annoyed with it, but I suppose I've had plenty of practice at it, so I've become a bit stronger with it now, and I just, whatever they want to write, they can judge me by, they can.
My view is, you were talking about the captaincy of Hampshire a while ago, and my view is that if you were captain of Australia, many people think you ought to be, and perhaps you might have been, given different circumstances. If you were the captain of Australia in this last series, you'd still be playing for Australia, wouldn't you?
Who knows? I don't think so, because I think it's the perfect way of going out. The captaincy side of things, I enjoy being captain because I think it brings out the best in me. But I've been very, very lucky to play under 4 wonderful captains for Australia.
Who was the best?
They've all had good things. I don't like to say who would be the best. I think the best tactician that I've had would be Mark Taylor. But there's a lot of things that Ricky Ponting does better than Mark Taylor. So as a combination, I don't know. But Mark Taylor's the best tactician, and probably I think that I've played under. But there are a lot of the guys had their own individual things that have been excellent. So the captaincy side of things, I had my time in it. I had an opportunity doing it in one-day cricket. I was vice-captain for a while. You don't have to have a captain next to your name to help out others.
No, but it's the ultimate honour.
It is.
As John Howard said, it's more important than being Prime Minister of Australia.
Well, maybe that's where he's going wrong. No, I'm only joking, John. That's a joke, that's a joke.
I know, big,
Otherwise,
we'll
my
have to
taxes will
put
go
joke
up on
up on
joke.
screen with exclamation marks. Now, just a few final points now. I mean, you're going to dedicate quite a bit of your time, I would imagine, to your trust. When did you decide to do that? Was there a moment, was there something that you saw or happened to you where you thought, I've got to do something about this? Or how did it come about?
As a sportsman, there's a lot of people that would like some of your time. And I've been very lucky to have 3 wonderful children. And there's a lot of people that, through the cricket boards and that, they come through, can you visit this hospital? There's a lot of personal stuff that comes through. There's a sick child that you would like to come there. They won't put their head in this specially designed thing that has to go on their face to have this treatment, and all the different things like that. And I've been doing that for 10 or 15 years, and I don't want publicity. I don't want things for it. It's something that I wanted to do. And I remember going in and seeing these poor children with cancer. I remember I went on a trip to America with a group called